Hey, we're back to our old style on YouTube, recording long discussions of videos that probably, hopefully, get around 50 views. I'm Oxnard.
I'm Dexter.
I'm Boss.
Welcome to what?
Season 6, Walking
Whoa.
Dead. It's back
Oh my
with a
God.
vengeance. Finally getting around to talking about it. Just watched it, and the episode was called
Just look
Rick's
it up, too.
dick.
First Time Again. I just looked it up and I forgot it within
First
seconds.
time again.
Yep, first time again.
Sounds like... Sometimes this show tries too hard, I feel like.
What do you think that means, Dexter?
I think it's like it's the first time, but it's happening, once more. It's more like that.
I have no idea what it means.
I don't think you're supposed to know.
First time again. What?
Like they're getting to know each other for the first time again?
Like, that's the kind of title I feel like it took them so long to think of it, and there was so much thought involved that it didn't make sense at the end.
Well, someone out there can explain what first time again means. I'm sure it might come to us throughout our discussion.
We're going to get like a Quentin Tarantino explanation of when he's describing
What's
the
in the
Madonna
suitcase?
song.
Oh.
What?
What's in the suitcase in Pulp Fiction? Speaking of
Oh,
Quentin
yeah, what is in
Tarantino,
this?
you,
What is
you
in
never
this
know.
suitcase?
Speaking of Quentin Tarantino,
Yeah.
this episode jumps back and forth in the timeline
Oh,
nonstop.
black and white.
Black and white implies it's the past. Color means it's now.
That means it's cool and trendy.
Yeah,
Oh,
see what they did
this is
there? It's
different.
clever. No one's ever done that before.
No, never.
All right, overall impressions of the first episode?
I liked it, even though we're going to make fun of things.
Yeah, no, I did like it a lot.
I liked it too.
Good.
That
See
does-
you later.
That does not
Yeah.
spare it from our ridicule
No, there are things
and
that I
constant
still-
criticisms and
I make-
nitpicking.
We make fun of everything, even the stuff we really love. So I don't think it's any.
Oh, there's nothing more fun than making fun of things you love.
We
'cause
used to make fun of Lost all the time. We loved that show, Battlestar.
That's what I want to do, the Battlestar podcast.
Yes.
Because I think that could be hilarious.
We should do that.
We'll plan that out. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds for that. All right. So this episode is interesting. I don't know if they've ever done this. I've only seen from the past 2 seasons. I don't know if they ever did an episode where they jump back and forth.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay, so I don't
Yeah.
know if
Yeah,
there
I
was a
don't think-
precedent.
Not that I remember.
It might have been flashbacks.
There was one thing where they showed something what happened to the governor. Like they kind of went back and showed you what the governor had gone
Right.
through, like after the whole assault on the prison and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe it was before
Oh,
that.
yeah, that happened.
and
Time
just-
to talk, Rick.
Yeah.
Oh, what did he say?
The batters. The batters are
Batters.
coming, Rick.
Got some DKs out there.
DKs.
I saw a funny picture of him. He's like...
The governor.
He's holding
Oh,
up
yes.
a rifle, and he's like looking through a scope with his blind eye.
Yeah, he's looking at down the scope with the patch eye.
To be honest, though, I don't think he was really using the scope. I think he was just holding it how you normally hold.
It's
like
like
a
that
rifle.
picture of George Bush holding up the binoculars and the lenses are still on the binoculars. Oh, I watched this on demand, this episode. First thing,
We're now watching
let's talk
this
about the
glorious
commercials.
commercial.
Matthew McConaughey.
New Matthew
What
McConaughey
is he
Lincoln
up
commercial.
to?
He's now playing poker. He doesn't talk in this.
He doesn't
one.
talk.
He lost the bad beard
Yes.
and has bad hair. And he's on this poker table.
So
He's at
much
this poker
grease.
table,
So
and
much grease in the hair.
oh yeah, well he's got to slick it down.
So much,
Okay.
though.
And there's
So much.
How do
there's
you
this,
clean that out?
you don't. He doesn't bathe.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
He stinks. He never wears deodorant. you
Here's
know
the thing:
that?
when you never
Smells
bathe
like
or
shit.
shower, you reach this precipice where it just doesn't matter anymore, and the body equalizes
Yeah.
itself.
Well, I think he's
It's
like
an amazing phenomenon.
I think he's like a cat, and he just kind of licks himself. He's covered with dander. People
Mm-hmm.
are allergic to him.
He can reach every part with that tongue.
Oh man,
That's why he's so.
that's why he has his
desirable.
own yoga book out.
Matthew McConaughey yoga. It was a joke.
all right,
there
all right,
somewhere.
all right. For some reason, what I understand in that commercial is he's playing a poker game with some nefarious-looking people.
He really
But-
enjoys going to play poker here too.
And also, there is a bearded dragon playing poker with them.
Really?
Yes, there's a bearded dragon lizard on the table in between 2 of the guys.
Oh.
Just on the table
That's
for no
cool.
reason, and they have a close-up of it. My question is, what is it doing there?
What
Is
is-
it
what is it?
playing the
Cool.
card game with them?
No, I don't think so.
And do they give it regular-sized cards then?
It's just ambiance.
Lizard-sized cards.
I would think they would have to keep it fair.
I would think so. Yeah.
Cool people have lizard pets, but they They ignore that.
Is it like in Casino Royale where they have the Komodo dragon on the bottom of the casino?
That was Skyfall.
That was Skyfall?
Yeah, good job. Good job, Oxnard.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Casino Royale is the poker one.
Right.
But there's no Komodo dragon there.
Yeah, Casino
The
Royale.
Komodo dragon was the dealer, actually,
That's
in that
right.
one. Yeah. Place your bid. Yes. 21. I thought this was poker.
Back to the episode.
Anyway, bizarre commercial. I love it.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
So while we're talking about The Walking Dead, we're definitely going to be going back and forth talking about the commercials. There was also the other commercial for Paranormal Activity, the new one's coming out, where the guy has the camera that can see spirits.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
How the
that
fuck does that
franchise fucking went down the tubes.
I've never seen a single one of those movies.
I love the first one. The second one, I was like, oh my god, this is getting better and better. The third one, I was like, oh, they're fucking it up. And then they made and I was just, this is done. Like, it's over.
I would have thought that, like, after the first one was over. Like, oh yeah, that was pretty good. You know they're going to make 1 million of these, and they're going to keep getting worse and worse. Just like the Saw movies.
But they're so simple. Like, they're trying to do too much. That's the problem. They're trying to, like, top
You have
themselves.
to top... That's the same thing with the Saw movies. I'm surprised they're not still trying to make those fucking things.
It's stupid.
They can't be content that they
Don't
sorta
try and
ended
top
I
it.
feel
Just
like.
do the same. Just do it over and over again. It's gonna work because it worked the first time.
They
Like,
should
come on.
just make the exact same movie, just with different actors.
Yeah, just
I mean,
reverse the
shot
roles.
for shot, line for line, different actors. That's it.
All right.
And just make it black and white.
This episode of The Walking Dead introduces a very cool concept that I'm glad they introduced, is the idea of the massive super swarm herd.
Well, we've actually seen a super herd before
We've
on
seen
the road
them.
to DC.
The roadblock
This is like, though,
trapped super
accidentally contained.
Yes.
Well,
In the court.
yeah. Was it accidental, or did people position those trucks
Basically, from what I gathered from what I just saw, is like there was a quarry there, some sort of mine, and it just so happened that a few zombies fell in there. They're screeching and hollering. Other zombies are attracted to that sound. They keep falling in, making this super loud noise that a bunch of zombies are attracted to. And you see in one shot, some zombies are still falling in. So it's just this growing thing.
Right.
Sooner or later, and they have trucks blocking the exits on all
Right.
sides. Sooner or later, they're just going to get enough force, or as Rick explains, like
The one was on, like, the precipice of...
yeah, this truck is going to fall down with the
Yeah.
next rainfall, so we need to deal with this because
Right.
it's going to come sooner or later. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
It's a matter of when.
That's the reason they're safe. They've been safe.
Yeah, so that's why they're living in
All
this
the
community, and they're
zombies
thinking, oh, we're
congregate
fine
there.
here, we're safe. It's like, no, motherfucker, you've been lucky.
Well, Rick's biggest battle, too, ongoing battle, is fighting the naivete of the citizens of this stupid town. And he's already, like, running the show. Because that one guy tries to form a coup of some sort.
Right.
And he's like, you're going to take this community from us? From me?
And
Do you know who I am?
Eugene
Was that
hears
Nicholas? I think his name was Nicholas, the guy who built the walls.
The guy from Vegas Vacation.
Yeah, Rusty. It's Rusty.
Rusty.
Mr. Papa Giorgio.
Yeah,
Never
Mr.
saw it,
Papa
never
Giorgio.
saw it.
You never saw Vegas Vacation?
Man, what an idiot.
Oxnard. Oh my god. That's I don't know, that's my favorite one. And Christmas Vacation. It's hot topic of debate.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Yeah, it's Nick Papa Giorgio.
Yeah, that's
And,
Nick Papa Giorgio. And I wasn't sure if it was him for the whole time,
Oh yeah?
but I was like, I think it is.
It's him. And he's in that other bad car commercial
Right.
where it's like
Where
the
he is
vacation, the
his
National
dad,
Lampoon
basically.
Vacation one, and now
Yeah.
he's the dad.
Uh-huh.
And he's married to Christy Brinkley
Yes.
somehow.
Mm-hmm.
That's Papa Giorgio.
All going over Oxnard's head.
Yep. Let's keep talking about this.
Keep going.
Just, I like watching him stare at us blankly.
That sounds like something I'll never watch.
It amuses me.
You know what I don't get? It opens up with that scene where they're outside the super horde with or super herd.
Right, and
like-
everything
like
starts to go
plant-
bad.
Both works.
They're talking about like the plan. Why
Mm-hmm.
don't they talk about the plan farther away?
Well, so the whole thing is,
We're gonna talk about the plan there.
Because they're
no, they led up all the black and white scenes are leading up to them getting there because that was the dry run.
yeah. What happens?
then they're
prematurely, the truck fell, and so they had to put the plan into action. They didn't
Right.
plan
Yeah, they
on
didn't have a
doing it right
choice.
there.
Yeah,
They didn't
no
have a
dry
choice.
run,
And-
right.
But Nick Papa Giorgio was like, "Oh, this is supposed to be a dry one. We're not a dry run. We're not ready. We're not ready." It's like, well, guess what? It's happening. It's
Yeah.
not. It's out of our hands now. We have to do it.
hate
It's
that
time
guy.
to act.
Same thing in Independence Day. Remember the Secretary of Defense? He was always like against everything. Like
Yeah.
Except nukes.
Exactly.
He just wanted to nuke him.
But you always got to put in that character that for some reason seems like, are you on our side or not? Like,
Yeah.
why are you so against us doing this and that? Like, what's your problem?
That's not entirely accurate.
Seen their plan.
Area 51!
Area 51! You knew then! Yet you did nothing.
They're like locusts. I saw a glimpse of their plan. We will not go quietly into the night. I feel like
Hello, boys! I'm back!
Yeah, Boss tweeted Randy Quaid was arrested.
yes, and I
Poor
know
guy.
we
I
talk
didn't
about
follow up.
Independence Day a lot, but it's always appropriate.
It's
and,
worth
and
talking
Randy
about.
Quaid is in the news.
Yes, he is.
Arrested. What was he arrested for?
Apparently he's a fugitive and he was in Canada,
Yeah.
but he came back.
What?
Well, the thing I heard is like
Why?
he wasn't like a homeowner. He would basically go to hotels with his girlfriend, wife, whatever she is, and they would skimp out on the bill. Like they would never pay. So he was wanted for that, and he was just running all over the country. And then he did that
Okay.
crazy video where he claimed he needed more money.
Oh, and he was like horribly fat.
Yeah, he has that huge beard. He looks like
He's got-
Yes,
hair.
I remember that. Yeah, he
It's
looks like
hilarious.
it's
he looks like
basically
Legend of Boggy
No,
Creek 2
he looks even
guy.
crazier, though.
it's basically me in about 30 years.
Man, you're gonna put on Randy Quaid weight, Oxnard?
Randy Quaid beard,
Oh man,
hair.
I don't know if your body can handle it.
He went Quaid.
Yeah. You
Went
Quaiding on us?
Quaidsy.
Too many Quaid ludes.
Nice. All right.
Anyway.
What else about the episode?
Oh, so all right,
Well, the first thing is this. I haven't seen the show.
we're all over the place.
I haven't seen the show in a while. So when I was first watching it,
Who are these people?
yeah, it was literally like, oh, okay, I know that character, but there were so many names I couldn't remember. Sasha, Abraham, I had trouble with for a few minutes there.
Yeah, I don't know their names.
Michonne, I couldn't remember her
Oh,
name
really?
for a few seconds. Yeah, it was bad.
Glenn's on the screen like, I want to say Gary?
Glenn, I immediately remembered.
Did you?
Shannon,
Morgan?
Carol?
Shannon.
No, Carol.
Fuck Shannon.
Carol, right?
Carol.
Carol. I thought Carol was Shannon. I was like, oh, that's Shannon.
No,
and
it's
then I was
Shannon. Shannon.
like, yeah, I was
I am Saeed.
I'm thinking of Lost because
Yeah.
I've been rewatching Lost with my dad.
Oh god, that's hilarious.
All these characters are getting mixed up in my head.
There's something tragic about that sentence. I'm rewatching Lost with my dad.
Well, he's rewatching it. Just occasionally,
I know,
I'll just watch it with
it
him.
just sounds silly to me.
All right. Rick is bandaged up. This is right
Oh
after
yeah, well he
his...
took. Oh, Morgan saw him shoot that guy.
Let's
in the
talk about
face.
Morgan.
Okay. Yes.
Let's
take this character by character.
Last season, Morgan arrives right after Rick put a bullet in that drunk, idiot, crazy guy's head. The guy who beat his wife.
Yeah.
And Morgan saw the whole thing, so the implications were like, oh my god, what's Morgan going to do? They've set him up as this peaceful guy and
Yeah.
everything. So this episode kind of throws that for a loop, and it's like...
Morgan's like kind of like a monk, I guess
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Some sort of monk.
He knows kung fu.
Sort of.
Or well, he just practices in an empty room like a 10-year-old who doesn't think he's being watched, and he's just watched a Power Rangers movie,
like Star
and-
Wars kid.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And he's just flinging this thing around, like adding his own sound effects.
I am Morgan!
Yeah, and then he's always like polishing this staff.
Yeah.
I
His
don't
bow staff.
understand it.
I
It's
guess
just a
it's
stick.
wood oil or something.
I don't know what the point of rubbing it down. He's like, oh, I'm just sitting on the porch taking in the sunset, polishing off old Lucille here, or
He has a
whatever.
can of
Actually, that's a
Pledge.
spoiler alert.
Spraying Pledge on a rag,
yeah.
rubbing his spear.
It's I don't understand the point of it, but and then he just charges in to fight. So he's like, get up! Nerp!
Dun 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 dun
like
dun
Beverly Hills
dun,
Ninja.
dun, dun, dun,
Derp.
dun, 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 dun,
Derp.
dun, 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 dun.
So then, this is Eugene at the gate. Somebody left him at the
Eugene.
gate, and then these new people come. I would not have let these people in.
Eugene?
Apparently these people were on a run somewhere. We've never heard of them, but now they're new
These
characters.
people, okay, we're introduced to the character of Heath and these two other characters that come back. I don't think the two other characters are really in the show. I can't remember. But Heath, this guy becomes, he's part of the plan with Glenn to like take out, I guess that was like a little mall area or something, or a little store with his
Yeah.
nose around the glass.
Quickie Mart.
Yeah, but Eugene, it makes sense to me that he would let them in. He's that type of character where he just
Yes, I would
evaluates
have.
the situation. Is
Spit
like,
on him and said, "Fuck you."
I'm Eugene.
I don't trust
Look at the
you for
hair.
shit. Check the hair. And basically, this new guy, it's like a battle between this new guy and Eugene for worst hair in the town.
Well, Eugene makes a comment
Is
about
this
his
guy
hair.
wearing a wig? This new guy with the glasses? That is the weirdest looking hair on a guy I've ever seen. It's bizarre.
I think
Eugene
Eugene's
made a
hair
hair
is
comment.
real.
Is it?
I think so. Because this actor, I forget his name, but he was on the Joe Rogan, and they were talking about The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah?
And I think he was talking about how they grew out the hair and everything.
Oh,
And then he
nice.
was talking about how Abraham, like, he has to grow out the beard and
Yeah,
everything.
that's his real mustache.
Yeah, yeah.
But this guy's, I don't know, there's something weird. It's so bouncy, this guy's ponytail.
Heath?
It's so bouncy. What's his name?
Heath.
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 Heath Bar.
Like the bar.
Dexter, what else happens in this episode?
That's a good question. Wait,
You know
let's
what
see. What does happen?
bugs me?
Boss, what bugs you?
Let me bring this up.
Don't
now.
you find?
You know,
Aren't
folks.
these zombies by now? At least if they didn't turn, recently, aren't they weak?
That's a
Shouldn't
very
they
good
be
point.
weak? These zombies, like they're literally, if they grab me, I can break their arm because they're so fragile.
Well,
And
they do.
rotten?
They do show that in this because what's happened is they have this plan involves them basically guiding all of the zombies down to this parade as they come out of this quarry to some green zone that they've designated, and they've built these metal walls up along the side of the road to keep them to turn them. And as the zombies are walking into it, they just like kind of tap it and their heads explode because they're so. To your point, they're so
Right.
like fragile, and it's been a long time, and they're so rotted now.
I could.
How do they have the? How come their teeth don't just like mush away onto like somebody's arm when they try and bite?
Right.
Just like all fall out.
Their
Yeah.
teeth are marshmallows.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, I could see them being somewhat strong if like they're eating, but if like the ones that are trapped, they're not eating anything. They're trapped in a quarry, drying out in the
Right.
sun.
And you
all
see
day.
the one that one squeezes through in the beginning, squeezes between the trucks, and all his just skin
Yeah.
just gets peeled away
Right.
like super
Flaps
easy.
of skin,
yeah.
yeah.
So
I think
their bones must be like fucking like
I think they're-
tortilla chips or something.
they're acknowledging that through showing that here's a massive horde. So even though they're all maybe super weak, there's just so many of them that it doesn't matter.
It's like a tidal wave.
I don't,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think they could let that happen though. I mean, it makes sense that they would rot, but then the enemy would be gone.
Right.
You know, so that's
not even the enemy. It's more like a natural. I almost see the
Back
zombies
to
now.
the earth, kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
it's like a
Wait
weather
the
system or
zombies
an
out.
earthquake, and it's just like you have to find ways to survive against it.
Yeah,
something
like
that.
Rick talks about one more heavy rain, and that one truck may fall off into the quarry.
Right.
Well, doesn't the heavy rain like melt away these rotting corpses?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Doesn't that accelerate the
Right.
decomposition?
All they need is a really good hailstorm.
yeah.
Zombie
Did
problem
that
solved.
tornado that we
Right.
never saw last season do anything?
Yeah. That was a weird episode. Yeah,
Plus,
that
they're
was-
in Georgia. It's very likely that a hurricane could strike.
Georgia.
That's true.
I don't know. It's
right.
weird.
Abraham and Sasha. What's going on there, Dexter?
Abraham, like,
What was
you
the scene
wanna
that-
die?
See it in the beginning. He was by a
He was
grave.
staring at a beer, I thought, right?
No,
Oh,
he was
well,
drinking
no,
some
he was-
whiskey from a pint.
He was getting drunk, and I think he had the wedding ring of Diana's husband,
Oh yeah.
newly deceased
Reggie?
husband.
He's playing with it.
Yeah, is that what that guy's name was? The architect,
or
Reggie.
Wedge.
I think it was Reggie.
I think it was Wedge or Reggie.
I think it was Reggie. It was a name that didn't fit the character to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Reggie, I think of like, oh, yeah, I'll have your car ready in a little while. I'm a mechanic. My name's Reggie. Not like
It sounds like a
I am the
Seinfeld
white guy, well-to-do architect who's married to a congresswoman. My name
I'll
is
teach
Reggie.
you how to build things.
You know what I mean?
I built walls with Reggie. His name is definitely not Reggie.
Reggie the First. It's like Ramses around here now. That the name carries so much weight. Reggie the Second.
Diana?
She's out of it. She just agrees with Rick. Rick's got all the power now to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, Diana's completely. There's one part where he's like, Rick is explaining the plan, and then Nicholas, the guy who built the walls with Reggie, I believe, the guy from the
Yeah,
Vegas
Dr.
Vacation.
Nick or whatever, Nick Papa Giorgio.
Yeah, so he's like, "What are you talking about? We can't do that." And then,
Explain to me.
yeah, you think you're in control now? You've been waving a gun around, and then Diana's like, "Stop it! No, down, bad."
Bad Nick.
Yes, and
Oh, the other
see.
thing was with these flashbacks, you see Nick and Morgan. Morgan's kind of assessing Nick. Morgan's assessing Rick.
Yes.
The whole time, and even though like you think that Rick is supposed to be assessing Morgan to make sure he's okay, they have him staying in that separate area, and he just practices his kung fu alone. And then he kind of passes Rick's test at some point, but Rick doesn't realize that he's being tested by Morgan, who's like, this is not who you are, because they go out to bury this killer's body. Rick keeps calling him, even though he's a killer as well.
And they don't want to bury the killers.
And he's not going to do it.
Right.
And then Morgan's like, come on, man, let's go. And then they find that Ron,
the
kid of the drunken abuser, has been following them and is almost killed. And then Rick saves him, and then he's like, what are you doing? And then his mom is like, you don't touch Ron. He won't listen to you.
Yeah, he can't listen to you.
And he's like, yeah, you're right. I should have let him get
shot
killed.
His dad in the face.
Yeah.
Do you think there are too many characters at this point? Do you think there needs to be like a cleansing?
Well, yeah, that's why they threw in 3 more. We got to kill some off.
I mean, that's also, I think that's been a problem kind of for a while. Because they kind of got away from Rick as the main character for a long time. And then there was that whole other story arc with Beth, who is unfortunately
that was fantastic.
Still not back. She is still dead.
Oh, she'll be back. I guarantee you they'll force fit a flashback, especially if she becomes some big superstar with her music career.
Well, she was in Masters of Sex, the show Masters of Sex on Showtime.
Oh,
What?
I'll be sure
Yeah.
to miss it.
Yeah, she's in there.
Doing what?
Acting.
Oh.
Incredibly.
Quote unquote acting.
Yeah, wearing a wig and acting. And, what the hell were we saying?
Oh, we're talking about if there are too many characters.
Oh, too many characters? Anyway, when they save Ron, that's how they find this... Oh, no, they found it... Did they find that place before or after they saved her? Never mind, forget that. Because they found that quarry before Ron showed up, I think. So forget that part.
Right.
All right, so they're burying the bodies, and they come across this quarry. It could be a salt mine, some kind of mine, maybe limestone. Who knows?
Maybe one
Zombies?
guy just dug it for fun.
Yeah, maybe there's zombie miners, and they're hard at work.
Maybe there's dwarves in Georgia.
Hey, another commercial. Spectre.
Looks good. Sam Mendes wearing a scarf.
Did you hear Craig?
It's very cold.
Craig Ferguson.
Craig Ferguson's in it.
What's his name? Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
They asked him in an interview, like, do you ever want to be James Bond again? And he said, I'd rather break this glass and slit my wrist than ever deal with James Bond ever again.
Wow, really?
And then the interviewer just continued asking him, and then he was getting so pissed off. I was like, what is this interviewer doing? Yeah, look that up. It's actually pretty funny.
God.
That's pretty
hilarious.
funny. But I mean, Daniel Craig can't get pissed off about answering questions about being James Bond when he's there to promote the movie where he plays James Bond.
Yeah, I'm so sorry you're pissed off about being one of the coolest characters in cinematic history.
Yeah,
What a fucking chore.
millions.
Oh, I'm so
of
sorry.
dollars.
Everyone thinks you're super hot and throws money and women at you.
Yeah, they asked him, like, what would it take to have you be James Bond again? He said it would be purely about money. I was like, yeah, that's true.
What
of
is your
everything.
problem?
I don't know.
It's like
He was coming off
major
as like
fucking career.
he was coming off as like this kind of
Exactly.
like
Who the
teenager,
fuck
like
were
an
you
emo
before?
teenager.
I don't understand that. I get that you don't want to do it again, but I don't know. I don't know why
understand.
you're gonna ruin it for everyone
I'd
else.
love to be James Bond. It'd be great. Imagine me as James Bond. Da-da-da!
You have like 6 martinis, shaken not stirred, and you never accomplish anything. You just get shit faced at the bar and never
Don't
go
worry,
anywhere.
Moneypenny. Problem will solve itself.
You're too drunk to have sex.
James, a terrorist! It's 3 seconds of detonation. Do something.
Harvey Firestein is M. Oh my God! Get James Bond on the phone. I have to call my mother.
Remember Woody Allen did a James Bond movie?
What? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Who was which Bond?
I think he did Casino Royale. He did like a spoof. Hold on.
What do you mean Woody Allen did a James Bond movie? He was in one, or he made his own?
He made his own.
I don't understand.
Just look it up. He did. It's some spoof movie, and
Oh,
he
okay.
had somehow acquired the rights to Casino Royale, the novel, and he made like a James
Oh,
Bond.
so he
spoof.
made his own. I got you.
Boss, how does this episode end?
Where were we?
We're
talking about
really
Daniel
going in
Craig
order.
If anyone's following this, congratulations.
Well, we talked about the encounter with Nick Papagiorgio and his little coup.
Oh yeah, Eugene is getting some supplies, I guess,
Yeah.
quietly for himself. I
Some
suppose.
jam jars.
I've run out of jam, and I need Doritos, and I need them immediately.
I didn't hear anything.
I have
and
a
he-
raid tonight against Anorexius from World of Warcraft, where you say that dragon's name, and I need a constant supply of jam, Ritz, peanut butter, Doritos, Mountain Dew, and Taco Bell. I'm
Anyway.
Eugene.
And he happens upon this secret meeting with Tobin, second worst name.
The loudest
After
secret
Percy.
meeting in the place where everybody goes for supplies.
Yeah. And Nick's talking about, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about killing him.
If I'm having a secret meeting, it's somewhere where nobody goes.
In the woods, behind the
In
tree,
the middle of
under
the night.
a log.
Yes. Basically, Eugene drops a jar. Nick sees him, and he's like, he heard. And he starts pointing a gun at him. He's getting ready to pull the trigger. And then all of a sudden, the door slowly opens. Rick's standing there.
There's 5 of them
There's
standing
a
there.
long pause.
It's the main cast standing there.
And
What's
it's-
going on here?
You just hear, and then Rick, and there's like a long moment of silence, and Rick just goes, "The hell's going on?"
But that was so
That
weird
was
'cause
hilarious.
how did they? What?
What are the chances of that?
Why were they all together? Why were they going there? What? How did this happen? Was
Maybe
this like
it
a
was
trap?
that they saw.
Was Eugene like a trap set? I don't know.
Maybe they saw like lights on, and they shouldn't have been on. Because Rick is so paranoid, he's constantly making rounds. I don't know when he actually sleeps.
Apparently, he's making everybody else follow him.
Carl is like, you see him for 1 second sitting next to that girl, and she's like, looks like she's getting ready to burn the whole place down, playing with
Yeah,
that
really.
lighter. And he
Maybe
just there
she's
to
the
show
one
off
who-
his bad hair.
Maybe she's the one at the end of the episode that sounded whatever siren was going off in Alexandria.
I
doubt it.
have a feeling I know. I'm hoping that they finally are introducing. Talking about too many characters. Get ready.
You talked
for another
about this for the last few episodes from our last discussion.
One. I think I
last
talked
season.
about it all last season.
That were-
because I kept waiting for it to happen last
Yeah,
season.
you're waiting for this big moment to happen and this big reveal and this big major character to come in. And,
so I'm thinking it's this guy.
Is it like the governor's brother or something?
No, not related at all to the governor.
I'm the senator.
But like, yeah, come on.
It's me,
Yeah.
the diplomat.
They call me Speaker of the House.
consulates.
Diplomat. That sounds pretty creepy.
It's I, the Pope. Whoa! Holy shit!
The anti-pope.
What do you think happened in the Vatican during the zombie apocalypse?
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You're so confident. Boss just puts out, it's fine.
The Vatican has like secret walls that immediately shoot up 100 feet.
We don't need Rome telling us what to do.
We're our own country.
But I think I know. I'm hoping it's this guy. He's not related to the governor at all. And in the comics, he's like a true psychopath.
Nice.
I like that. I like.
I'm
true
waiting for a
psycho-
psychopath.
Yeah, and like I don't know what they're gonna do with the show because it's just like constant swearing. Like,
I need a Joker.
gratuitous swearing, like fuckity fuck. They say things like that, and like
Right.
they better finally be getting to that shit.
I like bad guys who don't hesitate.
No, there was like
It's like there's bad guys in movies who are like, oh, if you don't do what I say, I'm gonna kill this person. I like the ones who kill a person and then say, do what I say, or I'm gonna keep shooting.
No,
every
there's
minute.
things like people start. This guy brings death, and he brings a lot of it, and
Right.
it's like
Sounds
Good.
good.
I remember reading the comics, and I was just like disturbed. I was grossed out. I was like, I felt like queasy and weird after a couple of the
That's
things.
good. We need a cleansing.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that it's well, at least I'm hoping it's the wolves finally, since we saw them last season and nothing happened. That's what I want.
Yeah, no mention of that with the trap they had set and everything.
It showed it in the intro to this. There was like a wolves thing written, and I don't know.
Oh, they showed it in the like what happened last time or something like that.
No, they just showed something with a car with like spray paint wolves on it or something.
Yeah, it has to be something with the wolves.
I'm assuming that maybe they waited for them to do this and they just attacked.
Maybe, I
when
don't
they
know.
left or something.
Yeah, they were watching as they had this whole plan. Well, there's a couple things. So, to get back to this zombie parade, Daryl is riding the bike slowly, luring them down the road. Sasha appears. They put the flashers on in the car. It's like the homecoming parade now.
brains, brains.
And they're guiding them to this green zone. Glenn and what's his name? Hermes.
Heath.
Hermes.
This is not
It's
Futurama.
not Futurama. He looks like
like
a young Hermes from Futurama.
With the dreadlocks?
Yeah. And the guy who tried
It's
to kill
also not a
Glenn-
cartoon, Dexter. I don't know if you know.
I mean, I can never remember if I'm watching Walking Dead or Futurama. I mix them up all the time. And Glenn is with the guy who tried to murder him, who's like his trying to do
bitch.
everything he can to make it up to him now. Yeah, it's his bitch. And so they're cleaning out this one building. This cowardly guy is starting to like come into his own, and like there's a growing relationship between him and Glenn, I guess. And they had to clear this place out because it was going to draw all the zombies away. They keep referencing like we have to use these flares to guide them in the right direction. We may have to use gunfire to keep them on track. We got to clear these areas out that would distract them, pull them off the road, all this kind of shit. And but they're going to this green zone. You don't know where it is. They don't explain where they're taking them exactly,
Right, yeah.
and they don't explain what they're going to do when they get to that point.
I think it's an untouched
Are they just
village.
leading them away?
That's the. I thought they were leading into a location where they set up like a bunch of explosives
That's
or some
what I
sort
would
of
have
like
imagined, or mow them
fire.
all down or something.
Yeah, or some kind of big swinging
Yeah.
blade or something. But I think the ultimate
A
plan,
big fan is going.
like a giant lawnmower.
Oh my god!
But I think, or some kind of like big turbine, maybe like a jet engine or something. They all get like sucked in. But I think the plan is just like get them away from this area and lead them away, and just let whoever else encounters them deal with it, and just
Okay.
let them keep going out there.
And then back to the clearing distractions up. Nick is like, okay, with Rick. He's like, you were right. I'm sorry. It's working, and he's like ready to go. And then they're like, okay, Rick's like delegating some responsibility, and Nick's like, I'll take the front. And he starts to move, and this pathetically old-looking zombie grabs him and bites half his face off.
Yeah.
And he just starts shrieking. And I couldn't stop laughing because he screams, and then he pauses, and he's got this terrified face, and then it's like he realizes what's happening again, and then he's just lets out this terrible sounding yell. And
it was pretty funny.
and all the zombies start to get distracted because he's screaming bloody murder, and Rick runs up because he's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And he
Like,
sees
shut the
the
hell up,
guy,
you idiot.
and he's like, shh, come on, take it easy. Trying his best. He doesn't kill him right away.
Right.
Because he's like, no, Morgan said I'm a good man. I'm going to try and not, do the right thing here, even though I think Nick even says, oh, I'm bit, I'm dead, or something in, like, his hysteria. And Rick finally shuts him up. He stabs him in the back of the head. And then you find that Morgan and Michonne are there, and they're looking at Rick like, I can't believe he just did that.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I didn't understand, their
that.
confusion.
And then Rick's like, all right, we got to go back. And Morgan's like, well, Rick, I want to say that, and he's like, we don't have time for that. What was Morgan going to say? Like, I can't believe you did that, or let's bury him, or, what's there to talk about?
I mean,
The man was bit. He was dead anyway.
he was in pain.
He's bleeding out. He's screaming his fucking head off. He's ruining the entire plan. And like I just said, he was going to die anyway. What was Rick supposed to do? Just let him lay there and scream and ruin everything?
Amputate his face.
cut his head off.
Cut his head off. Stop the disease from spreading.
He'll be fine.
his head
His body's perfectly fine. Cut his whole body off.
Yeah.
In the end, he was just a dick. What's
but
the
then-
deal? Oh, yeah?
Oh, no, sorry. I was just going to say, then all of a sudden, it doesn't matter because it all goes to hell anyway because you hear this blaring horn from what seems to be coming from the
Alexandria.
town. And so, who's doing that and what's going on? And then there's like a 5-minute tracking helicopter shot of the horde turning in that direction.
It seems like they got like access to like some new programming stuff where you can copy and paste a bunch of CGI zombies. Like in
maybe.
Lord of the
like,
Rings.
yes, exactly. That program they used for the
I think it was called Massive
Fields of Pelennor
or something. That's probably like out of date by now, but yeah, it seems like they were just trying to show off like, look what we can do now.
Throw an
Isn't this
Oliphant
cool?
in there.
Yeah, here's an Oliphant.
It's like an Easter egg. There's
hilarious.
Eastern men.
My other theory, if it's not the wolves who attacked, it has something to do with the kid whose dad was the
that's a
abuser.
good idea.
That's what I'm thinking.
He's
Yeah.
trying to fuck
Nice
everybody over. Or my other third idea is that guy, the kid, let the wolves in.
Ron's a wolf now, maybe. He was turned.
Well,
because of Rick's actions.
They did show easily Eugene let in those people out of nowhere.
know.
Maybe somebody else did something the
fucking
same.
idiot.
Yeah, and where is Eugene
You don't
during
let
this?
people you don't know in.
Or maybe one of the people Eugene let in is part of the Wolves. Who knows? It is weird that group was out there and they've just been out there and Diana never mentioned. Oh, by the way,
Exactly.
we have a group out there that's
Yeah.
been doing stuff.
I
and
think
then-
we need to know that.
I don't know.
Oh, by the way, in the commercials, they show a nice promo for Better Call Saul.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah.
I guess in the spring. I'm very excited for
Oh,
that.
I can't wait. The other thing I was going to ask, what about the priest?
Oh, that was hilarious. Basically,
priest
that
is
was
so
one of my favorite
dumb.
parts because the priest is like, if we remember at the end of last season, he's like, you can't trust these people. They're dangerous. They're going to kill us all. He turns on them.
And Maggie hears the whole thing.
Yeah, and they all find out what he did. And then he's like, I want to help. Rick immediately shuts him down.
Like, shut up.
Yeah, it was
Which I like. Like,
hilarious.
now, it's like, this is the Rick you want. It's just like, stop giving people chances. Stop fucking around. Just like...
Yeah, it's more of the Rick-tatorship is returning.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's good. I like that. More Rick. The show is, to me, it's about Rick.
Me too, yeah. He's
And
the
he's
one...
the central character. And you show the things that happen with other characters, but Rick is... That's why I think season 1 was the best, because they really centered it around that. And, how he deals with everything. He's the main character. It's too much of... There's too much going on. Like Oxnard, you were saying there's too many... You think there's too many characters. It's like... It is. It's and
It might not
I don't
be
think
too
they have
many.
the capability of reining it all in. That's the problem.
Yeah, it might not be too many. It's just I haven't seen it in such a long time. And Walking Dead has not been on my mind for so long that just being thrown right back into this world, I'm like, who's that? What's this? What's this? What's going on? Oh, yeah, I got to remember this. I got to remember that. And it just gets a little tricky.
We didn't talk about when they were I guess repairing the wall that they made, and there were zombies coming from the
Oh my
woods.
God.
And Rick's like, "No, get your shovels. You can do it." And these idiots, they're just standing there like, oh,
Help
like,
us!
if you're scared, aren't you gonna run? Because the zombies are slow. You're just standing
I
still.
guess there's
screaming.
fight, flight, faint, and freeze.
Yeah,
That's the fourth option.
You're adding. It's not fight or flight anymore. It's faint or freeze.
It all starts with an F.
That was so.
Well, yeah.
ridiculous.
Rick had they kind of surrounded them a little bit in a little half circle because Rick was like,
don't
you have
know.
to fight. You have to learn how to fight for yourselves.
Yeah.
It's like kill or be killed now, and it's an insane world. It's either us or them. It's fucking insane. And then so Rick's trying to teach them a lesson here. Let them get their hands dirty a little bit. But they refuse. They pee their pants.
Yeah.
And then Morgan comes in, and he's like, "Yeah, I do."
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
And then
It's Morgan.
he's like, "Oh, I thought Rick, you didn't want to take chances anymore." Anyway, that was that pathetic scene.
Right.
And Carol,
Oh, yeah.
she's still playing the innocent housewife.
Susie Homemaker.
Yeah.
The secret badass Carol.
And she brings some water to Morgan when they're
Yeah.
working on the walls, and he's like, "Oh, thanks. You seem ready."
Yeah.
And she's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
You seem thirsty.
Yeah, you seem ready for anything. He can
DTF?
tell. Yeah. You seem ready. Take your pants off and bend over.
There's a priest.
Tobin.
Tobin. All right, what else?
That's basically it. We could talk about the stupid commercial thing with the flight.
Oh, yeah. In between, there
That
was like...
so terrible.
Between this series, in the commercials, there was some other mini series.
That's
going on.
That's a web only one time episode, special episode, I believe that they're doing.
All right,
So
so
they
what-
had the.
What was it? The guy, the plane was going to take off, and
It's
he's like...
It's like a kid talking to his mother.
Yeah, pushy Asian woman.
I don't know. I don't even.
That's what it's called.
Casting call
Asian
for
woman.
pushy Asian woman.
Well, that's what she is.
No, I don't even know. It was like she knew what was happening, and was like, no, just ignore it. You know what I mean? Like, and we're taking off.
No, she's like, shut up, kid, and she closes window.
Why does closing the window affect his phone call?
But that's the thing. I was wondering.
She didn't hang the phone up.
I was
for him.
wondering this about the kid because he's on his phone, like looking out the window, like he's looking for his mom.
Yeah.
What are you?
And then when she closes the
Is she out
window,
there?
I had no idea what the hell is going on.
when she closes the window, like the phone call ends. I don't understand that either.
It was so stupid. Like,
And
what are you
basically,
looking
like,
at?
this kid is, like, nervous about the flight. He's making sure his parents will be there to pick him up, like, right when they land.
Right.
And
When
then
they land.
you hear chaos in the background.
So even if his parents dropped him off, they can't be inside the airport if he's looking out the window.
Well, maybe it's like
for
a
them.
game. Okay, we'll drop the kid off here. Let's see if we can outdrive the plane, sweetheart.
Yeah,
They have to make
exactly.
3 stops along the way. We could do it.
It was nuts. And then that woman is just, I guess, she's either just tired of hearing about it, of hearing him on the phone, and to get his attention, she just slams the window shut. Or my thought was because you can hear him and he's panicking. He's like, "What was that? What was that noise? What do you mean? Whatever, zombies." And then
Was it zombie related?
yeah,
It was?
yes. Because
Okay.
what happens is the premise of this thing is that there's an outbreak on the plane, and there was another commercial where you see a guy complaining to the stewardess, and he's like, "What's going on about this?" And he's showing something on his phone, and then he's like, "Oh, I don't feel good."
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and then but that Asian woman seemed to know something. That's what was
I only
getting
caught
me.
like a few seconds of that because every time there was a commercial, I just went and did something else
Oh,
because
yeah.
I couldn't fast forward through on demand.
Then there's another weird looking show.
But is that Walking Dead related?
yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a plane.
Is that wait.
That's
Is that-
Walking Dead.
Is that Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead related?
Well, that's all Walking Dead related.
Oh, boss, I wanted to ask you this. You've watched more Fear the Walking Dead than we have. You said you
You did?
stopped on episode 4 because they killed a dog.
Yes.
But
No!
what can you tell us about episode 3 and 4? Because we only saw the first 2. We had
Three.
Yeah, it comes before 4
I
and
don't-
after
no,
2.
I'm not
One,
sure how long
2.
I lasted.
Well, you watched the 4th episode because the 4th episode, I remember that's when you...
Really?
Yeah,
That's the one with the dog?
I think so.
No, I don't know what.
Because I've been hearing a lot of different things. Some people online are saying like, "Oh my god, it's amazing! They're doing such
However,
a great job."
I know what happens at the end. Somebody told me.
You can spoil it for
What?
us.
Somebody who was saying they're doing such a good job? It's amazing.
This is what
I was
happened
reading
at the
different
end.
reviews online, and it's really weird. Like some people
But when
saying,
you see on Twitter, people are like, they're always saying like, "Oh my god, so amazing!" Like, and they'll like cherry pick like one emo line, and they're like,
One thing
"Oh, heart, smiley face,"
Yeah,
you know, all
that's-
this stuff, and they just really like they love it no matter how shitty it is.
"Yeah, that's the fanboyism." It's just
Yeah.
like it doesn't matter how bad it is. Like
I know. I know how it ends though. They get on a boat to go into the ocean,
Like at the end of
and then
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead,
Sort
when they
of.
go
The
on to
remake.
Phil's boat from Modern Family there. And
So
they,
that's
There's a
kinda
head in the
cool.
cooler for
and
some
they get on
reason.
that. They get on
So-
that. Yeah, what the fuck?
I mean, that's
and they get on that
cool.
island and they're fucked because there's zombies there.
It's kind of cool because they might change the setting, like Oxnard wanted.
So wait, are they doing another
guess.
season?
I would think so.
Yeah,
I think it was
probably.
fairly successful.
Oh my god, that was unwatchable to
This
me.
is AMC is slowly just becoming the Walking Dead channel.
Did you see that other commercial for that show, Badlands or something they have?
Yes.
I don't understand that. It's just gonna be like some kind of like, kind of Kill Bill-esque
Yeah,
kung
with
fu
swords.
fantasy style anime fighting.
Yeah, I don't.
Badlands.
Yeah, with like there's like different like shogunate, like
Shogunate.
feudal era boss warlords that control things. I don't know. I mean, I'll watch it to see how it is at first and give it
Yeah.
a chance, but I don't know. It seemed kind of like AMC is losing its cred now. Like Breaking Bad's over, Mad Men is over. They have Better Call Saul. No other show is really kind of.
I like Comic Book Man. I watch that sometimes.
Oh, do you? Yeah, not really into that.
Yeah, I have no idea. Badlands. I thought it had something to do with the game. Same thing with that witch,
or Bruce Springsteen.
with the Vin Diesel in that Witch Hunter movie. I thought it had something to do with The Witcher.
He is the greatest witch hunter.
I am Michael Caine.
I'm Michael Caine.
I have a very. You have to kind of get.
You're
like,
not doing
a
it
nice
how
one.
he does it.
Size of a tangerine.
Yeah. Found a ruby the size of a
Mis-
tangerine.
Mr. Wayne.
You know he was in Jaws of Revenge.
Was he?
He was a pilot, yeah. That's what
What?
That Jaws
with Van
Revenge.
Peebles? Is that with the Van Peebles?
That's with the one where at the opening they just like Roy Scheider didn't want any part of it, so in the beginning of the movie he says, when your father died of that heart attack, or blah blah. So they just kind of wrote him out immediately, because originally in the opening of that film, Roy Scheider's son or grandson, one of his sons, because the mother's there, I forget her name from the original Jaws.
Oh yeah, I can't remember the name.
So it must be her son, but her son gets killed by the shark right in the beginning of the movie. His arm gets cut off, and then he died. That was supposed to be Roy Scheider's part.
Oh, but he's like, I'm not even fucking doing that.
Yeah, so they just wrote it as like, oh yeah, he just died of a heart attack.
Oh
He
my
has
God.
nothing to do with it. That's one of my favorite Jaws movies, just because it's so stupid and bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what like the Jaws could have been. You know what I mean? Like think about all the like what was that mystery? Devilfish. All this
Oh yeah,
kind of stuff.
Devilfish.
I mean, like the first Jaws could have been. If you don't watch out, that movie could have been total garbage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's like, instead it's like one of the best movies ever.
I know, it's one of my favorite movies.
Oh my God.
I've probably seen that movie more than any other movie ever.
I'm always fascinated.
Because I love having it on the background and stuff.
Every time Captain Quentin is eating that.
Cooper!
It's Hooper, isn't it?
Hooper, yes.
You don't really like that movie at all. You don't even know.
Seen it more
You
than
don't even know
any
the
other
characters'
movie.
names.
You
I can recite it by heart. Cooper.
Hey, I gotta be honest.
First word
fuck
out of
is
your
that?
mouth.
Jaws
is
is one of
fucked.
my favorite movies, and for a long time I thought it was Cooper. So
Oh yeah.
Cooper, Hooper.
sounds like
Stop playing with
Cooper.
yourself, Hooper.
He's like eating that black radish or something during the town hall meeting.
Yeah.
He makes it look so delicious. He's like eating. I didn't know what
Quint,
it was.
man.
I'm still not sure that it's that radish. I've tried to research what he's eating because it's like mysterious, crunchy white thing that he's chewing on, and he makes it look like.
This is a pure piece of horseradish.
It's like it reminds me of same thing. Hunt for Red October. There's a scene where Sean Connery is going over this plan to mutiny or to defect. The Russians will defect to the Americans. This new sub, and they're eating dinner. And Sean Connery makes this steak that he's eating look absolutely delicious because he's just chomping it while he's chewing and talking while he's eating, but his like lips are like glistening. Which I don't know.
I think you're just turned on by Sean Connery.
I just Googled Sean Connery eating and started jerking
Sean
off.
Connery glistening lips. Google image search. No, that's like the scene in The Matrix where Cypher meets with the agent and he's eating the steak and he's saying like ignorance is bliss.
Oh yeah.
That steak always looked really good to me.
Yeah.
Any of our vegan listeners,
Food porn.
go fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
fuck off.
All right, I think we've talked
I think we
enough.
covered it.
Yeah. All right, so
That was season 6, episode 1. We're back. See you next week for episode 2. I'm Dexter.
I'm Oxnard. First time again.
Boss.
Say it again, boss.
I'm Boss.
Take care. Happy Halloween.
Oh yeah.